Today we are going to be learning about the discriminant. What is a discriminant? Well, let's take a look at the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by b 2a. See the expression right here underneath the radical, the b squared minus 4ac? That expression is the discriminant. The discriminant tells us how many and what type of solution are quadratic equation will have. If our discriminant is greater than 0 and is a perfect square, then it can have two real rational roots. It would look like this on the graph. If our discriminant is greater than 0 and is not a perfect square, then we know we will have two real irrational roots. And it would look like this on the graph. If our discriminant is equal to 0, then we know we will have one real rational root. And it would look like this on the graph. If our discriminant was less than 0, then it would look like, then it would have 0 imaginary roots. And it would look like this on the graph. Let's go over some examples. Example number 1. X squared minus 4x equals negative 13. Well, since our equation isn't in standard form, which all quadratic equations have to be equal to 0 before we can solve, we have to add the 13 to both sides in order to put it on the left side of the equal sign. So if we do that, we end up with x squared minus 4x plus 13 equals 0. Once we have put it into standard form, then we can plug it in to the discriminant formula, which is b squared minus 4ac. Let's figure out what our a, b, and c is. If we look at this equation right here, we can tell that our a is 1, our b is negative 4, and our c is 13. Let's plug it into our formula. So we will have negative 4 squared minus 4 parentheses 1, which is a, parentheses 13, which is c. If you put that in your calculator, you will get negative 36. This solution right here is an imaginary solution because it is a negative number. Let's go on to our second example. Example number 2. If our equation is 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0, well, that equation is already set equal to 0, so there's no need to put it in standard form. We can just solve from here. Let's go ahead and put it in the discriminant form. Let's figure out what our a, b, and c are. Our a is 4, our b is 4, and our c is 1. So we have 4 squared minus 4, our a, which is 4, and our c, which is 1. If we put that in the calculator, we end up getting 0. This solution is one real, rational root. Let's move on to the next example. Example number 3. X squared plus 6 equals 9. Well, since our equation isn't in standard form, we have to go ahead and put it in standard form. Subtract the 9 from both sides. So then we get x squared plus 6 minus 9 equals 0. Once it's in standard form, we can go ahead and put it into the discriminant formula. So let's find our a, b, and c. Our a is 1, our b is 6, and our c is negative 9. So when we put that into the equation, it's going to be 6 squared minus 4, a, which is 1, and c, which is negative 9. Once you put that into the calculator, you will get 72. This solution right here is two real, irrational roots. And that is all. Thank you so much. Hope you learned a lot.